I wanted to be the narrator. And as my luck would have it, broken English and all, I got the part. And so it was, after weeks of tireless rehearsals, opening night had arrived. Now I can clearly remember the dimly lit school hall, anticipation hanging in the air like a thick fog. The audience, just like you, a sea of faces eagerly awaiting the performance, and a young 7-year-old me standing front and center of the stage. My big moment had arrived. As the curtains rose and the spotlight pierced through the darkness and fell on me, I felt it. A sudden, paralyzing surge of fear crashed into me like a tidal wave, sending shivers down my spine. My heart pounding inside my chest, drowning out the world around me. My mind racing with thoughts of everything, except for my lines. The voices in my head whispered, "You don't belong here. They're going to hear your broken English. They're going to laugh at you so hard when you fail." These are the words racing through my mind as I tried to gasp for air, but it was almost as if the oxygen had evaporated from the room. I saw nothing but darkness. I heard nothing but the silence of 1,000 expectations. I felt nothing but paralyzing fear. I couldn't remember my lines. And just like that, my big night, my big moment, my big dream, it was all over. Now, I don't know how long I stood there frozen for, but in that terrifying moment, I realized that I had two choices. I could either surrender to the fear and let it define me for the rest of my life, or I could push through and take back control. I mean, I did need to leave the stage at some point in that night. And so in that moment, 3 things happened that would help me overcome this paralyzing fear. Firstly, I took a deep breath. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But in that inhale, I found a semblance of control amid the chaos that was inside of me. It grounded me, reminding me that I was still in charge of my destiny. Yes, even at age 7. Secondly, I reminded myself of my past wins, like the months I had spent sitting under the dining room table at home, reading while the family watched TV. I reminded myself of the weeks of relentless rehearsals leading up to opening night, hours spent in preparation. All of those reminders anchored me in my truth, which was that my English had gotten better over time. It wasn't as broken anymore. And the third thing that happened is that the conversation that was happening in my mind started to change. I had to tell myself that I belonged there on that stage. I was more than my fear. People needed to hear my voice. And as quickly as my lines disappeared is as quickly as those lines came back, and I flowed through the entire play and absolutely killed it, even if I do say so myself. Now, that moment has been a powerful force that has influenced every subsequent decision that I've had to make in my life, because it taught me the importance of having a winning mindset. See, a winning mindset isn't about never failing, but rather it's about refusing to let the fear or the failure define you. It's about resilience, choosing courage over comfort, action over hesitation, choosing to shine over shrinking. And because I didn't allow fear or failure to stop me that night back in the early 90s, my career has afforded me the opportunity to go on and to speak on stages across the world. And today I get to stand here in front of you in Soweto, in the heartbeat of where my dreams began. And that's why we're here today. Because in business and in life, your mindset is your greatest asset. It determines whether you thrive or whether you get stuck at the starting line. Time and time again, research continues to show that your mental toughness, your grit, your resilience is more important than anything else for achieving your goals. Now, I've been a corporate girly my whole life, but I've worked with small businesses and entrepreneurs like yourselves. And today, I want to ask you 3 questions, which I think as an entrepreneur, you should ask yourself when embodying a winning mindset and setting yourself up to thrive. And so as introduced, I am a marketer. And so it would be remiss if I didn't start by speaking marketing first, right? And that's because I truly believe that in today's world, businesses that succeed are the ones with a clear, purpose-driven brand. And with that, the first question that I want to ask you, and Sbu has already done a perfect job for me. He's really set me up for success. The first question I want to ask is, do you know what you stand for and why your business exists? A winning mindset isn't just about resilience. It's about the clarity of purpose, knowing who you are, what you stand for, and why your business exists beyond making money. Now, the most successful brands in the world aren't just selling products and services. They're selling a belief, a vision, a purpose, a reason for being. And that's what makes them unstoppable. Think about it. Nike doesn't just sell shoes, right? They sell inspiration. Apple just doesn't sell devices. It sells innovation. It sells thinking differently. At Nedbank, we don't just give and take your money, but we use our financial expertise to do good for individuals, for families, for businesses, and for society. Let me bring it closer to home. Dr. Richard Maponya, who was dubbed the godfather of black business, his mission was clearly articulated. He wanted to see Soweto develop. And he was extremely clear about solving real challenges that the community faced. I mean, I was listening to an interview that he had done just before he passed, and he would consistently say, I want to take on unemployment of our young people head on. And he was very clear about the problem that he was trying to solve. And so all of these brands, when you think about it, are rooted on a deep and meaningful purpose. And as entrepreneurs, you are the brand. People buy into you before they buy into what you're selling them. And so in order to build a purpose-driven brand, firstly, define your why and be clear about it. Why did you even start? We heard on the pictures, some people are very incredibly clear about the need that they are solving for in the community. Then you live your brand daily. Beyond just having a logo, beyond having an Instagram page, beyond having a Facebook page, how do you show up? How are you treating your customers? And how are you delivering on your promises? You then have to communicate your purpose authentically. Be real. Be consistent. Because people will see right through you when you're not real. And so the question that every entrepreneur must start asking themselves is, what am I building and why does it matter? Because in a crowded market where competition is fierce, price wars will drain you. But purpose will differentiate you. The second question I want to ask is, are you focused on execution excellence? Because a winning business is a business that delivers. You know, in my line of work, I receive proposals from small businesses on a daily basis, showcasing some of the greatest ideas I've seen in my life. But here's the thing, ideas are everywhere. What separates businesses that thrive from those that don't is disciplined execution. A winning mindset isn't just about vision, but it's about having the discipline, the systems, and the follow-through. You can have the best strategy, the most innovative idea, and the clearest of purpose. But if you don't get things done, your business will not survive. And unfortunately, the marketplace only rewards those who deliver and those who deliver consistently. People want to do business with those who show up, those who deliver. So when we think about execution, you have to think about building operational discipline and a reputation of excellence. It's about having those clear goals, clear execution plans, creating repeatable systems, because success is not a one-time event. It's built through habits and structures that you've built into your business that will ensure that you remain consistent. It comes from simple things like showing up on time and prepared. Sbu spoke about that. It comes through things like meeting deadlines. If you say you're going to send me a document on the 21st, make sure that I don't get it on the 27th, but I get it on the 21st. Delivering your service with excellence, solving customer problems before they get escalated. I mean, when you think about Dr. Maponya's early business on delivering milk to customers on his bicycle, he demonstrated an unparalleled work ethic. Rain or shine, the milk was delivered. Rain or shine, they were on their bicycles delivering the milk. Then, of course, operational excellence also involves being disciplined in your finances. Because a business that is financially disciplined is a business that can earn trust. Customers, suppliers, and investors need to see that you take your finances seriously. Again, there are disciplines that you can put in place to demonstrate this. For example, have you separated your personal and business finances? I mean, it seems like a basic thing to do, but we've seen a lot of entrepreneurs who mix up the two, making it very difficult to track progress and even to secure funding. Are you accessing and leveraging some of the banking resources that are out there and available for you? You know, if I can give an example, at Nedbank, we have an online platform called Simply Biz, which is designed to support small businesses by providing access to valuable resources, mentorships, networking opportunities, and even funding. Are you tapping into such resources? We've got the Nedbank Small Business Services, which offers a holistic suite of banking solutions that are tailored specifically for SMMEs. You see, a winning business isn't always just about having great ideas, but it's also the one that executes that idea with excellence, consistency, and discipline. And the last question that I want to ask you as you embody a winning mindset is, will your business survive tomorrow? Perhaps asked differently, are you building a business that will stand the test of time? One of the biggest mistakes that I've seen small businesses make is thinking about only today. How to make the next sale, how to survive the next month, without really thinking about what will keep them relevant 5 years from now. Now, if the last few years have taught us anything, is that the world is changing, and it's changing at a pace of noughts. From radical changes in customer preferences, to disruptive technological developments, to unpredictable economic conditions. The best businesses don't just react to change, but they anticipate it and they adapt to it. Think about companies like Netflix and Amazon. They've mastered the art of reinvention. I mean, Netflix started as a DVD rental business. But when the market shifted and changed, they evolved into a global streaming giant that we know today. Whereas companies like Kodak, anybody remember Kodak? They simply refused to change. And guess what? They no longer exist. And so how do you build a business that lasts? You need to stay close to your customers. Your customers today are not the same as they were 5 years ago, and they won't be the same 5 years from now. And so if you're running a business the same way you did when you started, I can tell you now that you're already falling behind. The best businesses anticipate customer needs before they even arise. I spoke about it before. Are you prioritizing your financial health? A profitable business is not the same as a financially stable business. Long-term success requires things like strategic investments, cost management, cash flow planning. Are you thinking about that now? Technology, it's not a luxury, but it's an absolute necessity. And so are you embracing digital and innovation? A simple thing like if your business is not online, does it even exist? Whether it's AI, digital marketing, e-commerce, are you leveraging the tools that help you stay competitive? Because the world, I was going to say, is going digital. But actually the world is digital. And are you operating in that digital world? And the last thing around creating a lasting business is businesses that give back. Research from the Harvard Business Review shows that 64% of consumers choose brands based on their social impact. And so how is your business impacting the community in which it operates in? Customers want to support businesses that stand for something. And businesses that last are the ones that think beyond just selling, but they create ecosystems of value. You know, when I think back to Dr. Maponya and his example, him and his wife started with the milk delivery business, which later expanded into opening a butchery, 2 grocery stores, a restaurant, a funeral parlor, a filling station, a car dealership. And he later ventured into property, as we know, and went on to open the first shopping mall in Soweto, which has outlived him and is still standing even today. And so if you want to build a business that outlives you, are you thinking about building something that is bigger than yourself? And so as I close, I started this talk with a story about a little girl standing under the spotlight, paralyzed by fear. That little girl could have shrunk. She could have let fear and failure win. But instead, she chose to step up because she was incredibly clear about her purpose of using the power of her voice to inspire a generation to be the absolute best versions of themselves. She had put systems into place that allowed her to execute her craft with focus, discipline, and excellence. And thirdly, she's been creating ecosystems of value and future-proofing her expertise since she was 7 years old to date. You see, winning starts with the mindset. Every entrepreneur in this room will experience that moment that I had on stage. Yes, it will look differently for all of us. But it's a moment where fear, doubt, discouragement, and uncertainty will whisper in your ear. But ungavumi. Khana ka wena. You have to believe that no matter how hard things get, you are the type of person who has built a brand with purpose. That you are the type of person who executes with excellence, with consistency, with discipline, that you show up every day. And that you're the type of person who's future-proofing your business in order to leave behind a good legacy. Soweto, you are the ones you've been waiting for. This is not the time to shrink, because the world belongs to those who will not only start, but finish strong. Are you the one? My name is Mbawula. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you today. Thank you so much.
Please don't go anywhere. Hello. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together for Mbawula. Mbawula, Executive Head, Retail and Business Banking Marketing at Nedbank. Did you enjoy that presentation? Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for sharing with our audience. Thank you for the questions that you shared with us. Online audience as well, please share your thoughts, your comments on what you learned from that presentation. Refusing to let fear define who you are. The first question was the one that hit me the most. Do you know what you stand for? That was really, really powerful. A big, 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 big thank you. So what we're going to ask is, team, please can we get this podium off? So what we're going to ask, Booki, is for you to please stand right here. You're not pitching. You've already done your pitch. You've won. Okay. You're ready anyway. All right. Ready. All right. So please take center stage. And then there's a camera that you're going to look at straight right there. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mbawula. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming through and for sharing and for challenging us. We really, really appreciate it. All right. We're going to move right along to our next presentation. Not a presentation, but a sit down with an entrepreneur from Ona Yukokasi. So we are very intentional when we choose who we get on the platform. That we want someone that lives in the township that we're in. Because if you live there, you understand the people. You understand the language. You understand what they're going through. And today we've brought you Umpumelelo, social bicycle entrepreneur, and the founder of Booki. Can I see by show of hands those of you who've once owned a bicycle? Even if it wasn't yours, but you owned it. Yeah? So you'll hear from this award-winning entrepreneur. Umpumelelo is an award-winning tourism company that uses cycling. Listen to this. It uses cycling to create meaningful experiences in Soweto. Iponi is right here. So if you're talking about a disruption mindset, Umpumelelo and what they've done. Right? Because but you'll hear about how he's disrupted this industry. Born and raised in Soweto, but also stayed and grew up in Orange Farm, he started Booki in 2015 during the Fees Must Fall movement. The business offers discountable bicycle tours in exchange for book donations. Let me repeat that. The business offers discounted bicycle tours in exchange for book donations, which are then donated to the community. Libraries, bridging the gap between tourism and education. I'm interested to find out more about this business. But one thing it's truly doing, it's disrupting. And that's the mindset that we need to have as we go into 2015. We hear more about it. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together for Umpumelelo as he comes on stage, the social entrepreneur and the founder of Booki. Please take the stage, my brother. Come on, Soweto. One of ours, man. Tarim Chapeleng Matsoho.
Sanbonan. I think usbushila kuyachisa la, so angifuna ukungasho kuyachisa la. So well done to you guys. This is terrible.
Yeah, Gyashisa. Gyashisa. My brother, thank you so much for joining us.
Awesome.
Incredible, man. You talk about a disruption mindset. Just briefly tell the audience, who are you, what do you do, and why this particular business?
All right, so igama Mpumelelo Mthinto. I was born a Bara. I think that's where most of us were born in the room. I grew up at Dlamini, grew up in Orlando, even got a privilege to go overseas. So I think every place that I've been to and was raised in has shaped me to be who I am namhlanje. And yeah, in 2015 I started Booki. I did not finish Iskolo because, many challenges, but also because, when you grow up at Kasi, all you want to be is a soccer player. We used to watch Tabo Moki and, wanted to be a soccer player, but parents were like, no, go to school. So I went to school. By the time I finished school, I was old. So I couldn't run with the AMA 2K. So then I decided, if I can't run with them, I will use a bicycle. That's when I started my bicycle tour company. But also through my travels, I've seen how people overseas use a bicycle.
Sure.
Yeah, and I suppose as South Africans, bicycle. When people see me riding a bike, yo, chomi, bicycle. So then, that's why you need the winning mentality, I suppose. But I've seen how people use bicycles in different parts of the world, so I decided to bring it back home as well.
This is interesting. Because like, it's even become like a business now. But that's my number plate, number. So, why then infuse Iponi Nengwadi?
Yeah.
Why that?
All right, so umuntu okhulele la Orlando. I've seen other businesses doing bicycle tours in and around the Soweto, right? We've seen Abelungu, riding bikes around the township. So then I decided to start with something that is, one, unique, and secondly, that's not going to bring me too much attention. Because if you do tours on VR6, I suppose you get so much attention, So this is less attention. Also, it's easier. And if you look at the market, the people that use bicycles from overseas, they don't use them just for racing or anything. They use them as a mode of transport. We meet people that tell us about they've never owned a car in their lives. All they've done is use a bicycle from point A to point B. Even now, going to corporate, they use bicycles. So then for me, that was a gap. There are people that are still doing it, same with us. Kodwa, in 2015, I decided to give back to the community in terms of education. So when the country was going through a fees must fall movement, which obviously was an inequality in itself, Kodwa for me, it was people fighting for access to education. So then I thought about, if I have a business that can contribute positively into the education sector, we wouldn't have fees must fall protest in the future. Because then kids will gain access to education at a younger age. Yep. And so travelers or tourists, for example, abantu abafundayo, and most people that read books as well, you'll say, oh, this book changed my life, right? Kodwa then, after reading that book, why do you let it collect dust endlini when you can donate it to someone else and give them an opportunity to also the book to change their lives? So that's why I combine the two.
So, I can imagine, we're going through life, it's 2015, we're cycling through life. You start this business, and I'm assuming you're starting something different, you're disrupting. And anytime you want to disrupt, there's always a pushback from people who are even close to you, like, what mindset did you have to overcome those negative comments or negative feedback or pushback from the market or even the people who are close to you?
Yeah, I'll tell you a story quickly.
Share, my brother.
Ekaya. So I grew up with Omakulu, right? I think just like most of us, we grew up in Nabokoko. My grandmother, even today, she still asks me about when are you gonna get a real job? You know, even today, because to her, this is not a real job. Never mind the fact that I'm married with kids. I send them to school. This is not a real job to her, right? But I think growing up Ekasi with so many challenges, you learn to overcome certain things. I mean, most of us have had nicknames given to us. Modlali Paul and have a big head, your name is Jomo. You know what I mean? So most of us have been given nicknames. So from that, I'm like, look, I've been given nicknames Ingovolo, Dontoni, but for me, this is business. So I had to overlook osters in terms of education.
Sure. Let's give him a round of applause. Let's give him a round of applause. I hope that you are learning. I hope that you've been challenged. I hope that you are enjoying this conversation. For me, it's always the story behind the glory. Because masukubona mpumelelo okay shapu, manje sovange poni. I did some research on the work that you do, the articles that you are featured on. Yo, look at this guy. What's your mindset when you face a challenge? And how do you overcome that challenge?
Yeah.
And just share some of the challenges that you have faced in your business, whether it was funding.
Yeah. So the biggest challenge is that you walk into any room and talk about Amapa skill, no one takes you serious. Amapa skill, so that's the biggest challenge. Even when you go to corporates to go pitch, they don't have bicycle parking. And then they want to make a joke and like, Uzenge bicycle. Like, yeah. That's what I stand for, right? But they don't have bicycle parking. So that's one of the challenges. But Ekasi, I suppose the challenges would be just people wondering about, what's going on every day? Who and bicycle up and down, right? And then in terms of funding, unfortunately, we don't get a lot of funding because of what we do and how we do it. Only now, after 10 years, we're able to hit a certain mark in terms of revenue, in terms of attention. But for the whole 10 years, we've just been pushing. And remember, we had COVID as well. So during COVID, there were no tourists coming into the country. So then what we did, we used the same bicycles to deliver for small businesses like us. So I'm a chance that we're washing amategi, selling food, selling this,
Disruption.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, for me, there's always a solution, but I'll speak for myself. There's always a solution in terms of skill. I mean, even now, which is a little bit funny, because we're faced with, I'm a puncher, because uyapuza and just throw the bottle, so everywhere we cycle, there's broken glass on the floor, but that's also a thing that we have to work around in terms of the community. It's either one, we educate the community, but we're also serious. This is business, right? We've done it with taxi drivers. So I'm a taxi driver, as bad of a PR they have, but they've actually come to understand that we are also in business, so we have to share the road. At the beginning, there was Tuga and whatnot, but now they do give us right of way when we come, because this is a mode of transport as well.
Is this bicycle insured?
Not this one, yes, because it's business, so it's part of that. Wow. And so
there's bicycle insurance.
Yeah, there's even what do you call it? Financial plan when you buy a car. You can get a bike for 100+ K that you must finance as well.
Wow. A bicycle 100K. My brother, 2015 you start. We're 10 years in now. 2025. Business requires patience. A lot of patience. And I think through your story, you've shown us the power of patience and what patience does. You said there was a time when no business was coming in, and you can get discouraged as an entrepreneur. The product is there, but I'm an order one game. And it can mess up with your mind and your mindset. And you start to question yourself. Am I good enough? Is my product good enough? How did you stay patient? And what would you say to an entrepreneur who's watching who's struggling with staying patient?
So as a bicycle entrepreneur, I use e-bicycle for my own personal growth, for health reasons as well. Cycling has many mental health benefits into it because you are active, so your whole body is doing something, you know. So I use that to keep my mental health in check. Kodwa, I always say, well, collaboration is key. We have to belong to some sort of a community. So that can also, if your business is not doing as well as it should, you can get inspired by people around you, you know. Same when we do Ilantuga tours, we collaborate with other township businesses. So when Abelung will come from HMN, we take them to Makota, you know, Kuluaz's Kota place. We take them to Ebuntu Kral to have a Soweto beer tasting. We don't want to do all of that. We are not in the business against Amakota. We're in the business of cycling. You know, so for Tina, we are storytellers. We'll tell the history of what Tatu Nelson Mandela and everyone that played a part in terms of history, but we're not in the business of making a makota. So for me, to stay in check, you have to belong to some sort of a community so that you get inspired by other people, especially as black people in the township. We have to stay together. Yeah.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We have to stay together. The winning mindset. What's a winning mindset for you?
I would say to ignore Guti, what bicycle, you know, just ignore that and just stay focused into what you do. There's many ways to the winning mentality, but for me, it's just knowing exactly what am I doing and who am I doing it for, and what is the 5-year plan, for example, you know, and celebrate every little victory. So that if you hit 10,000 followers on social media, celebrate it. Someone is following you for a reason. You know what I mean? So for me, that will help to have that winning mentality, because one person buying your product or using your services is a big win. Celebrate that. I'm not saying take the profits and make a party to celebrate. No, but you know, do something for yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that will help to keep up winning mentality, because then you recognize about the work that you put in, you know, has bring in profit.
Talking about celebration, what's been the biggest win for Booki? The biggest achievement?
Being able to sit here and have a decent conversation in front of people. Usually this is scary, you know, so this is the biggest. And then outside of this, I suppose winning like the awards that we've won.
Sure.
So we've gotten Ilantoga the youth in tourism. When I was youth, I'm not youth anymore, but when I was youth, we won the youth in tourism at the Soweto Tourism Awards. We've gotten recognition from travel platforms internationally as one of the must-do bicycle tours in Soweto when you come to South Africa. Yep.
Come on, Soweto, let's celebrate him. Let's celebrate him. This is incredible.
Yeah, and I mean other recognitions as well, because like I said, we donate books to community libraries, right?
Sure.
So for me, there's a school, Itula Sizwe. It's a school for kids with epilepsy, and we've been supporting them throughout. And the kids actually drew like a painting for us, which was a bicycle logo, which was a great exercise for the kids, but also to receive that as a company, as a cause, is like, I don't think there can be an award for that, you know, because ipuma ebantuini, that you are just helping because you have a business and you have access to these tourists and Tontoni, and when the books come, we take them there, and for them to give us that gift was really special. Yeah, it was something else. It was something else.
All right, to our online audience as well, please do share your takeaways from this conversation that we're having with Mpumelelo from Book Iponi, which I'm really inspired, my brother.
Thank you.
By the work that you do.
Thank you.
I'm sure there are people in the audience who would love to ask questions. So we're going to open it up for 3 questions to Mpumelelo. Anybody who would love to ask a question? Some of you actually need to start learning how to ride bikes. Why Yes, my brother, question here. 1, my brother, question 2. One more. Question 3. All right, my brother. So what we'll do, we've got another mic. All right, yeah.
Sanbonani, Kamusihle. My question is, Njongobushilo Putu ukuthi some of us do not know how to ride bikes. Not only that, we have no history of driving at so all no hamba indlela. Let's say I rent a biking sebenzisana nani for ukuya emsebenzini. But then angikwazi ukusuka la to Santini indlela ngiyazi ngijwayele itaxi. Then what will you do in a situation like that? Ukuthi okay, ukunceda leyo muntu loyo ukuthi akwazi ukufika from point A to point B. Yabo.
All right. So, the only question here, it's very difficult because, unfortunately, we don't have the power to create bicycle lanes, for example. Lawase Orlando, they are great. We utilize them, but we get bullied by motorists because when motor driving motor, and the road is supposed to be shared. So it's very difficult. However, as bicycle and cycling advocates, we are engaging with the government, especially the city of Johannesburg, to have bicycle lanes. The same as they have them in the north, we also would appreciate them like us. The culture of cycling is growing in us. The one that put number plates on bikes. It's growing, and if we take care of that, we can actually have less traffic. And I just have to say, guys, to you motorists, sitting in traffic is not a sign of success. Yeah, you're wasting time. You could be doing something. So, Booki, the bicycle lanes, we are chatting to the government, but, you know, we're a company based in Orlando, so there's only so much we can do. So if there's anyone from, you know, government officials in a very high position that's willing to listen to us, to assist, especially with challenges like that, Tinas nama bicycle for days, we can give you bikes and stuff, yeah.
Fantastic. Yes, sir. Can we get the mic to Khudmana?
Wow, I forgot your name, but I think Mpumelelo. Okay, Mpumi, this is Lily. Wow, I must say it's a great initiative. However, I'm keen to know that are you collaborating with things like your cycling days or even making initiatives thereof of cycling days and all that to bring in the culture, Ekasi, you know? I remember at a time, Abu Richard Soweto from Richard Trading, they were supporting an event whereby it was charity for cycling. So if it didn't have Iponi, you would definitely have to get one. I think also you collaborating with such would also help in you renting out a mapon to say, hey guys, I'm here. If anyone would like to rent a bike, they're more than welcome, you know? And more than that also, are you also having any cycling clubs like they do in the north, you know, and then you know very well if there's any 702, whatever, cycling happening, Middle Street or whatever, we have our guys from Ekasi who are representing us. Sure.
So we do have a Booki Pony Cycling Club. More than the cycling club, during school holidays, we rent out a bicycle to Abantwana, almost for free. But, you know, we need to service bikes, so we charge them something like 20 rand for 2 hours. And then Siabalande to make sure we Abantwana bicycle. And then in terms of cycling events, from Soweto to Northern Cape, to raise funds and also to raise awareness about cycling and the importance of literacy. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome. But yeah, and then in terms of cycling events in the township, they are very complicated because we're not going to act like we don't have challenges in terms of a space that we share because the community is for Wonkomtu. So other people feel like it's unfair, which is Valistrata and cycle around Nama bicycle. So it's a very challenging thing. However, we are communicating with Abantu that can make it possible. Because even if you guys know Ilantuga 947, the right Joburg thing, but it's a Soweto, but it's Nazarek. It does not come Orlando, Kaikai, Nasrek, but obviously Soweto being a big brand, they use Soweto to sell the thing, right? So and also being a population of almost 2 million people in Soweto, we can have our own 947 ride. That will then have to have the taxi association to come into play. We have to have businesses as well that can support the initiative of cycling. If you look at North, cycling clubs, on their cycling jerseys, they have businesses advertising lab. So, which means it's not expensive to make the thing, the cycling jersey. So, Tina, it will be nice to have a year to, for example, on our cycling jersey or put Sacombs on our cycling jersey. But the challenge comes in convincing them about Iponi. You know, so yeah, so hopefully at some point we can have a cycling event like Soweto. Yeah.
Last question? Yes.
Thank you so much. My name is Nompumelelo. I just have a question around your long-term plans in terms of diversification from your core offering. Do you have any such plans, and have you had any obstacles to those plans?
Sorry, is certificate?
Diversification. So you did, for instance, mention that you are not in the catering business, but are there any other additional forms of income linked to your core solution that you're thinking of taking up?
Oh, okay. So with Booki, I mean, bicycle tours are one part of the business. We teach people how to ride bikes. We do collaborate with, I suppose, corporate in terms of their wellness days and stuff like that. So we do have other ways to try and earn an income outside of the bicycle tours. The bicycle tours are the main income generator for us because charging a tourist 700 for 3 hours, you know, it's good business for Tina. And then we do have cycling events, but at a very small scale, where we do, for example, a beer ride. So we have something called a beer ride, which is for adults, because clearly our business is around kids. So for adults, we have something called beer ride. So a beer ride is just for us cyclists to celebrate South African and proudly South African made beers. Because we do have lots of people that are brewers in South Africa, but they don't get a platform to speak about their beers. So, Tina, with the access to our tourists and everyone that likes cycling, then we try to use that platform to promote Bona. So with that also comes, obviously, the charge. So if you're a brewer and you want to be associated with these events, we can then sit down and negotiate about how then do we charge you for promoting Ilanduga, your beer. I mean, besides enjoying it, we need to charge to say, yes, we are having this beer. You know, that falls onto marketing as well. So yeah. Otherwise, we are pushing in terms of the tours. So the tours, they make us good enough revenue sometimes every month to be able to pay salaries, fix bikes, and then any other thing is additional for us. But we have people that come, then we charge for those. Like I said, the kids that come during school holidays. We also service bicycles. So we have a qualified bicycle mechanic on our team who service bicycles. So then and then we service them. You'll be shocked. This is a car, guys. I just need to make sure that people understand. Servicing this is like a car. You need to know how many kilometers the chain has endured. The tires, they can't be flat. The changers, you know, so there's so many things. So if we move to that prefers cycling, there is so much that goes into it. So then we do get a bunch that know the value, then they pay for the service, and then we clean their bikes, we lube the chain, we change whatever that we need to change. I mean, the gears, you need to reset them. You cannot be riding a bicycle for 2 years and not reset the gears, for example. All right, so we have the knowledge, so then we charge for that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Talk about disruption. But there's a business to it. And he's certainly disrupting it. And I love the education part of it and the mindset that you have. You spoke lastly. There's two things that I'm going to ask from you. One is to give details regarding on how people can get involved in the tour that you spoke about. And then secondly, just a 1-minute inspiration to township entrepreneurs and how to make sure that 2025 is 2023.
All right. So he toured the libraries. Like I said, we're cycling from Soweto to Northern Cape on the 17th of March. It's going to be a 5-day cycle up until the 21st of March. So if you'd like to sponsor bicycles, please get in touch with us. We do have a great social media platform that's engaging for brands that want to advertise. And also for me, it's always nice to partner with local businesses because of the tourists that we have. So for when, let's say, for example, I'm a Kandlela, to know that someone from Germany has your product, I think it's a very good booster, a moral booster. So for us, honestly, if you'd like to get involved, we're cycling from Soweto to Northern Cape. We can have a chat and see how then do we get your brand or services part of the initiative. And then in terms of motivation, I think sivugile sila, that's motivation. But also, guys, to keep a bicycle moving or to keep balance, the bicycle has to be moving. So you as a person, you have to keep moving. If you stand, you fall. Same with the bike. If you've never ridden a bicycle before, for the bike to move, to keep balance, it has to move. If it stops, it falls. So that will be my piece of advice to Wonkum to let's just keep moving. About Tola Pambili.
Thank you so much, my brother. Mpumelelo, social entrepreneur and the founder of Booki. Let's keep moving. Once you stop, you fall. Thank you so much, my brother. On behalf of T, on behalf of Nedbank, we want to say a big thank you. Thank you for coming through. We wish you all the best with Booki. You're an inspiration, my brother, to hundreds of young kids who are looking up to you. Thank you so much. You've really challenged us as well to look at our mindsets and to disrupt where we are. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mpumelelo. Please come through, my brother. So, just two pictures, né? One with the mic, please look straight into that camera, and then one without the mic. But you must give that smile when you've got that pony. They charge them 100K. Not yet. All right, to our online audience, while the picture's been captured, please do share your takeaways. What is it that you learned from Mpumelelo's presentation? We are speaking about starting 2025 with a strong mindset. One more time, one last time, a massive round of applause for Mpumelelo, our own social entrepreneur and founder of Booki. Thank you so much, Shabonga, my brother. All right, are we still together? Hello, Soweto, are we still together? Soweto, Soweto, are we still together? Fantastic. Next up, we have a masterclass on starting strong, having a winning mindset for 2025. Some call it 2023, whatever you want to call it. But this year, we are moving and we are thriving. So we've got a masterclass on that by a township entrepreneur developer. His name is Bulelani Balabala. Please can we put our hands together for Bulelani Balabala. Come Soweto, come Soweto, come Soweto, come Soweto, come Soweto. Asamshayele Lizanda.
I don't prepare slides, but I did because the standards are high, and they're higher this year. But for me, you know, for the fact that you woke up on the Saturday, whereas you would have been running your business, you would have been at a funeral, at a social event, you would have been with your kids, and you're here, talks to the very theme topic of the day, and you're showing clear intent. You know, so I think when we were conceptualizing this particular topic, Perfect. So this particular topic for the day, right, which is a winning mindset. It's really we understand that everything in your entrepreneurial journey that you will achieve this year is going to be predicated around the type of mindset that you have. Because your mindset and the mindset alignment becomes at the very cusp of every single thing that you will build up, or rather even that is a failure in your life or even in your business. So to kick off, we're talking about building capacity. In building capacity, we say a lot of things there, but at the end of the day, being able to open yourself up to building capacity helps you to be able to adaptable to change and helps you to improve your performance, and it puts you in a position where you take leadership roles. Wise and intelligent people talk about the fact that you need to understand and operate like a CEO. You are the CEO of your life. If you still wake up today or yesterday or earlier on today and the day happens to you, that is someone who's not in control of their life. So someone would say to themselves, but what then happens when, I get the news that my staff is not performing, my production machines are broken down? There are certain things that you've got control over and certain things that you don't have control over. So having a level of deep insight into this particular thing means that in every space that you go into, you are then going to open up your mindset towards saying you're going to free up capacity. So sitting in this room, you're probably 22, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, or whatever the age is. So from the moment you started to be conscious about the intake of information in your life, you build realities. That is why you can have people in this room who will say, you'll probably ask them, but would you consider cycling? They'd say, cycling aksizinto zam. They've never been on a bike. They've never explored it. They've probably seen it from afar. But sometimes we build realities for our lives by the things that we have seen from a distance. Or you go into spaces, where the people react a certain way. Sometimes when we're engaging, or it's romantic, or it's at work, we can pick up on each other's or our own personal negative traumas for the things that we've built, that we've gone into. Which means that the type of mindset that you're going to need to have going into this year is a mindset that says you're going to be open-minded to every piece of information that comes across you, but you don't necessarily need to take every piece of information. So the best way to ingest any information is, number one, to unpack a simple thing in building capacity. Open yourself up to saying, I'm going to take in this new information. The second thing, convert that information or that commentary that was given to you and start to ask yourself shift questions. So from the presentation that was made by Booki a bit earlier on and Bumi a bit earlier on, and then we'll be talking to an amazing lady during our Mbawula Chat, start to ask yourself, when you then listen to that information, don't externalize the listening to that information, but ask yourself, is it relevant to my business? Is it relevant to my staff members? Is it relevant to my stakeholders? How can I utilize this to grow? Because when you start to ask questions in that very manner, what you are doing is that you are priming yourself to be able to answer the questions that you might have a challenge with, and questions that you might not necessarily even be aware of the fact that you need to talk to. So the mind is the most powerful organ within your body. It is within the mind that your sense of being, your sense of purpose, and your sense of guidance lies. So there's a book called Biology, written by a gentleman by the name of Martin Lindstrom. It unpacks a lot of concepts, but one of the concepts I loved is the concept that says that when you are selling a product to an individual, to a person, you're not selling to the person who's standing right in front of you, but you're neurologically selling to their minds. So before I unpack that a little bit further, I'll make a couple of examples, which is why today you go into certain spaces and they call their particular product not by its, they call a particular product not by its root, but they call it by the brand leader in that particular category. So which is why it makes sense when I go and I visit my uncle, it's Ntelung Tengeli Coke red, Ntelung Tengeli Coke orange, Ntelung Tengeli Coke brown. Toothpaste, Ntelung Tengeli Colgate Menthadone P, Ntelung Tengeli Colgate Sensodyne. What does that then go to? It talks to the fact that the moment you have sold this product to this individual, you've built what is called brand affinity. Meaning that through the neurological parts of this individual's brain, you've now built what is called brand endowment. That is why it doesn't matter where this individual goes, they will then seek out and prop out your particular product. So when we then take a couple of steps back to what I was unpacking, so you're not selling to this individual, but you're then intrinsically selling to the depth of this individual, which is all the neurological drivers that drive this individual's desire and ability to want to buy that particular product. So it means that when you are aligning your mindset, you also then do the additional deep work of understanding the fact that, yes, I don't just have black women who live in Soweto buying my products. I've got black women of a certain age who work certain jobs, but then I need to then ask the deeper questions, why? What goes into their thinking that gets them buying a certain product or this product from me? So then this gentleman does a couple of experiments, Martin Lindstrom. And then these couple of experiments talk to a number of different things. So back in the days, what they would do is that, which is why when you go into shopping centers today, you'd have music playing in the various shops. So they would then play overlaying songs or overlaying vocals. They would say, buy more of the pink skirts, they're on sale. Your human being will never pick that up. Your ears will never pick that up, but your brain always picks it up. And then they did a different experience. In a cinema, they made a deal with the cinema owner and said to the person, I believe that I can double your popcorn sales and I'll double your soda sales. How are you going to do that? As the film was playing, on top of the film, they played wording that the human being in their natural eye could not see, but the brain misses nothing. Which then says that our brain capacity that we use in almost less than 4% as a human being has got the capabilities and the power to set you up in the right way. But the biggest thing this year is untangle your mindset to the things that you've actually told yourself they're actually you. Because some of the things that we have told ourselves are us, are things that we have naturalized, either through the things that our parents told us, through our positive and negative experiences, through the jobs that we've worked in, whether the experience was positive or not, through you even being in this room, you're either opening yourself up to certain things, or you closing yourself, or you closing your mindset to the opportunities that might be in the room. If this was a full day masterclass, I'd break this down even more. But the big thing here in this particular slide that I'd like to then put out there as a proposal is to say, open up your mind to what is potentially out there. Because all the solutions in most cases that you think that are external of you, actually internalize. And about quickly, because I only have 15 minutes, don't want to hog this moment. Just to prop out a few things. So you'll see in the beginning of the first slide, that was talking to the theme of today, the overarching theme, my personal theme over and above today's theme is Vula Ikanda, which is, open up your mindset, which is set your mindset, because that is the second chapter in the book that I wrote. Very basic and simple practical steps, right? So the first thing that I talk about there is listen. As we begin our entrepreneurial journey, it is essential that we cultivate deep levels of self-awareness. So that is what I was talking about earlier on. To say that you need to have a deep level and deep sense of self-awareness. So one of the ways that you need to disrupt yourself is write down on a piece of paper. If you've got the resources or the financial means, print it out on a nice piece of paper. If you've got a better resources, get a printer to print it out, put it on your office or in your house. The first thing that you see when you wake up must be a question that asks you, what am I doing to stand in the way of the growth of my business? Because we always think that the problems are external. So which is why even when we come to sittings like this, the mindset is already prepped. How is Nedbank giving me money? How is T doing stuff for me? How is Jabu doing whatever it is for me? How is this individual doing whatever it is? But when you align your mindset in the right way, you start to ask questions in a deeper sense. To say, when they give out money, why do they give out money? Because you need to then understand a couple of things. There's no one or any brand or any individual who does things for the sole sake of doing them. So listening doesn't talk to utilizing your ears. It talks to having your hands on the feel of what's going on in your business and your environment and every single thing around you. So when I talk about the fact that people don't just do things for the sole sake of doing them, but they do them because it benefits them. So I'll picture an example of you driving out of here and then you meet a homeless person and they ask you for 5 rand and you give him the 5 rand. The simple answer is that I gave him the 5 rand because he asked for bread, but you didn't give him the 5 rand because he asked for bread. You gave him the 5 rand because it's self-serving to your values. So your core values that you were raised with was that you give to those in need. And then you walk away with an important thing. What is that? Fulfillment. So your selfish win was the fulfillment. So when we talk about having a deep understanding, a deep level of self-awareness, those are the things that we're talking about. So that you don't just take things on surface level, you take things and unpack them a little bit deeper, and then you ask the key question with this slide that says, and then you ask the key thing with this slide that says, how does it benefit those around me? What is the depth of this real thing? Because things don't just lie on the surface. So I offer a couple of points there. I don't have time. I'll email the slides to everyone. But what I talk about here really is, much to the first point, we talk about habits. Because really, some of the things that drive us behaving in certain ways is the habits that we've built up. And sometimes when you want to untangle habits, and sometimes when you want to untangle yourself from certain habits, there are certain things that we are not doing. Maybe let me read through so that I don't rush through. So we're talking about building the right habits for success. The first one we talk about, success comes from daily actions, not just big decisions. I'll ask you a simple question. How many of the people in this room right here either had New Year's resolutions or you had goals in 2024? Not this year. Let's be kind to this year because this year is still early. It's last year. So a couple of people had goals, they had resolutions, whether I was losing weight like me or buying a what like someone else. And now let's talk about a couple of things. When you talk about building a goal is an infinite dream. Or no, let's not call it a dream. It's an infinite thought. It's infinite up until you attain it. So in most cases, what we do is that we come up with these amazing goals or resolutions of things that we want to attain. And then we take it a step further and then we put them into objectives. And then we say that in 6 months, I want to be making R1 million worth of sales. But what we then sometimes don't do the deep work of doing is taking a couple of steps back to unpack a couple of things to say, if I want to earn or make R1 million, what does that look like as a daily amount? And if I operate in my business from 8 o'clock up until 6 p.m. or for 8 hours in a day, or rather, let's put that out the window. And if I operate 4 hours as my productive hours, because you then need to unpack a couple of things that, yes, we operate for 12 hours a day, but what are your productive hours? Why? Because the entrepreneurial journey is broken up into 3. Number 1, the managerial mode, the technical mode, the technical mode, the managerial mode, and the entrepreneurial mode. The entrepreneurial mode is the reason why you started doing business. But at the moment, it only accounts of 1% of the things that you do each and every day. Why? Because now you're technical. You are packing the boxes and delivering them and loading them in the car. And then on top of that, you probably have one team member. Then you must supervise them, but you're feeling frustrated and overwhelmed at supervising them because you might not have even briefed them in the right manner. So now, the thing that drove you in 100% now only accounts for 1%, which is why in most cases, we then get to a point where we feel disgruntled and despondent and want to shut down their businesses because we did it the other way around. We were not asking the deep questions that we needed to ask so that we are able to prop ourselves up in setting the right type of goals. So when we talk about when we talk about habits, and we talk about solutions, and we talk about, it's the daily steps, the small nuggets that you do each and every day that get you to go, that sort of line you up from getting to where you need to go. So you know what we ordinarily do is, because I have not yet hit that million in 3 months, I won't reward myself each and every day. But that's counterproductive to the human psyche because the human psyche responds well to reward. Meaning that if we're measuring out this big goal in daily nuggets, it means that you then need to then be practical in saying, whatever it is that I've done today, am I being honest in saying that I've put all the effort that I needed to in this day, then I'm going to reward myself in this day. And reward doesn't mean payment. Reward means that you're going to have a conversation with yourself that says, you've done well today. Sorry. Hey, what happened there? Evan. Can you? It's got a mind of its own. Yeah, perfect. And then here in this particular slide, and we'll email this to everyone, this particular slide, it talks about the fact that small actions lead to big achievements, similarly to what I was speaking about a little bit earlier on. Remember, the first thing that we spoke about is listen. The second thing that we're talking about is learn. Learn. Knowledge is the engine of your business growth. As a business owner, it's crucial to understand that you don't, it's crucial to understand that what you don't know can limit you, can limit your progress, can limit your growth. If you don't know what you don't know, it can hurt you. If you don't know what you need to know, it can hurt the growth of your business. Which means what? Which means that when you come into spaces like this and any other spaces, right? And let me just jump into this in managing my, guys. Can you go to the slide after this one and leave it up because it talks to the tips on the resources that they need to have. Yeah, keep it there because I'll talk a little bit around this because you saw the first slide, right? So then when we're talking about learn, we're talking about the fact that you need to then build the capacity. The idealism that says that you can't teach an old dog new trick, is a saying that is solely predicated to limiting you and limiting your beliefs in attaining the things that you need to attain. You need to learn new things. Why? Because business is fast adapting. Business is fast paced and you need to fast adapt. It's almost an adapt or die sort of theorem. That is why we see with some of these large brands that we thought were extremely big, today they've catapulted all the way to the ground. And it didn't seem at any given moment or point in time that they were going to fall. So I always say that when you then understand the idealism around learning and you understand how much a large corporation spends in understanding whether their business or their landscape and the sort, how much more you as a micro enterprise or an early stage small business or even as a startup in investing in your own personal development and your own personal growth. So some of the things that you then do in here, and I share some basic tips, is number one, they're basic stuff. Some of them are free, some of them are paid for, but they're online courses. They're master search engines and they are AI tools, like your ChatGPT and the sort. And you watch a 20-minute video that's able to give you guidelines. Now you understand how to prime. Now you understand how to feed in data. Now you understand how to build a basic bot, that's got all your data that is input from your own company that you do over an hour. Now it's no longer a headache when you've got a staff member that needs to understand how the company operates because you've taken all the company feeder documents, you've put them into a chat bot that you are paying less than 200 Rand a month, and this chat bot is able to give them answers because you share the link with them. So now when they need to know what is the HR policy in this business, they don't need to ask you because you're the business owner who's on the ground and running around. So, but that doesn't just happen. All this knowledge doesn't just happen. It comes through a deliberate action that you take in understanding the landscape. So when I talk about the landscape, sometimes we limit knowledge to the industries that we're in. But when you start to understand a couple of things, when we learn knowledge, in most cases on the industries that we're in, it's technical knowledge. It's knowledge to be the best in that industry. But the disruptive ways of learning is also not just to learn that, but learn how all the other industries that form part of the value chain that makes your industry crack and move forward, what drives them? And what is in the forecast in the next 4 or 5 years in the growth of that entire landscape? The moment you prime yourself that way, now you are able to actually position yourself up in the right way for your consumers. Then we talk about video content. This talks to YouTube. How much time are you spending on YouTube? Like one of the things that I do is that I walk for 7.8 Ks a day, Monday to Friday, and that hour and a half is not motivated because I need to lose weight. It's actually motivated by the fact that I need to learn, but the byproduct is the fact that I'm losing weight to a certain point because I'm working or I'm keeping my body in motion. So you then need to then find those gaps, but you find them deliberately. Now then I take conscious decisions to say, you know what, when I'm in a Wi-Fi zone, I'm at a mall, maybe I'm on a date, maybe I'm with my son, maybe I'm with my friends, maybe I'm with whoever. This is a Wi-Fi zone, I don't have Wi-Fi at home, but not because I'm intentional and I'm deliberate. I'm going to go into YouTube because I've researched all the individuals whose content I want to consume. I'm going to download them offline so that when I'm on a flight or I'm on a place where I can't afford the data or I'm driving between Limpopo and Zanina, I told myself that I'll watch it online, but the network drops. Now I no longer have an excuse because I've set myself up for learning. So you plan for your success well ahead in advance and you don't make excuse for it. The fourth point is your audiobooks. The third one is build and engage with networks of people with similar mindsets, which are the people who are in this room. So if you came with someone today, make a deliberate decision. You can't have come here for 4 hours or 5 hours of your life. Not a day, of your life to waste it and come here, dress well, and to walk away the same. Make a deliberate and intentional move to say, I'm going to, in this room, find 5 or 6 individuals. Doesn't matter what industry they're in. I'm going to do the deep work of understanding who they are, what they do, why they do what they do, and where they do what they do. Because as human beings, We are all interconnected. It's a network. It's a net. We are interweaved. But what we are sometimes not doing is that we are not taking advantage of the true sense of understanding what the next person is in depth. And sometimes what we then do is that we jeopardize those relationships by putting our agendas in front of everybody else. That is why then you see entrepreneurs in inboxes, hey, hi. You know, my thought is that I need this, I need. But the best way to ask for help is, how can I help you? Going back to the first thing that we spoke about in the first slide, which is learn. If the individual is only driven by the things that are important to them and they only give attention to the things that are important to them, it means that part of your value in building networks and collaboration should never be that I'm selling products X, Y, and Z, and I think this product is good and you should buy it. That is not a convincing sale. I'm selling products X, Y, and Z, but also I've taken the work of noticing and understanding that your guys buy 10 or 30 of these products. I've taken the work of understanding that your guys wear a uniform that looks like this. They probably need to wear it from Monday to Friday. Sometimes I've come to the shop and I've seen that two of the ladies don't wear the uniform, which maybe might suggest to me that the uniform was not clean. And before you even answer, I've spoken to one or two of those ladies. So here's a product that will answer that pain. That might not be the pain in that business. But because you've primed it that way, you've said to that person, in actual fact, you've done the deep work of trying to understand my business. So because you've done that, I will then give you my time and my energy. So the positioning, the depth is important. It's not as surface as we want. You can be as hungry as you want with no food at home. It's no one else's problem. They do not need to buy the products or your food because of that. You need to go a little bit deeper. And the moment you go deeper, then you start to understand that over time, you become like a hot knife through butter. People start to ingest the information more better. See, so people buy into the product more better. People start to even say, we don't have the funds, we won't be able to give you the funds. Oh, we've got better suppliers. We are locked in contracts. So we are not locked in contracts. We've got better suppliers, but because you were so great and in-depth, we'll find people that you will potentially work with. The third one, before I get off, is leverage. Think of leverage as a clever way of using what little strength you have to achieve something much bigger. And I mean, I think in writing that, you sort of see at the bottom there, I've got an individual who's carrying a bucket on their heads. And I think when you've grown up as Lali, in the township or whatsoever, you see these amazing ladies carrying loads on their heads, whether it's wood, whether amalatla or a mother or a grandmother's doing the very same thing, right? And that last line there talks to, just like when you use a steel bar to lift a heavy object with ease. So when we are looking at, and I'll jump to the next slide so that it unpacks those. So when we are looking at leverage, the first thing that we need to ask ourselves is, what do I have? You need to be able to answer the question, what do you have? Uphethe nesandleni, as that amazing guy asked. Uphethe nesandleni, what do you have? And sometimes the limiting beliefs that block us from seeing the things that we actually have are the things that are ingrained and the things that we've told ourselves. Uphethe nesandleni. And someone says, but I've got nothing. And this is some of the things that we've debunked, especially with guys who are super micro. I'll make an example, for instance, of an entrepreneur that we met who operates from an orange farm, who was a security guard, was retrenched from his job, had no work alternatives. Then an old gentleman in his community says, Mfethu, you're unemployed, but you've got kids, uzoyenza njani? Anye kuhlala khona ilanga lonke. Uzobhayiziseka ngoba nangaphi nomfazi. You must still provide at the end of the day. Uzochuna njani? Akana plan. Then my suggestion to you, wash ama-dustbin. Athi, Mfethu, ama-dustbin, I'll never wash bins. Athi, no, wash ama-dustbin. I'm going to pay nezandla. Wash bins. Because the moment you start with a decision that says that I'll do, solutions will come along the way. Then I'm chatting with this guy, he says, no, I decided to wash my dustbin, but I had no money for soap or the so. Then I thought to myself, I'll go to those houses where I'm familiar with. Now, the reality of those, the houses that he went to in Orange Farm are houses where majority of them are female-headed. You only pick that up later. They are run by either Abo Mama or Rabo Koko. Meaning that because he's known within the community, there was a level of trust where they would open up their doors to him. Their own children were despondent to doing or rendering that task because it's beneath me. He then started to render that service, then unpack a couple of things. I don't know how I'm going to pay people. Started that way. Then he started to realize a couple of things. The car wash around the block is always operational. The guys get there at 8, but there are no cars between 8 up until 12. So he then said, can I come wash my bins with your equipment between that time? Like that, he has a business. Every Thursday, he's invoicing 4,000 Rand, or he's getting paid 4,000 Rand because his cash is 16,000 Rand a month. So when we talk about leveraging, it's to ask the simple question, upetheni? Yes, it's not the ultimate. But more understand that with upetheni, it's easier for you to approach people in the right way. To then say, this is what I have, this is what I think you have, this is the value that we think we can bring when we work together, and these are how the commercials look like in the long run. Then it shows the fact that you've done the deep work of unpacking your business. So when you think about leverage, then unpack why some of the collaborative or partnership relationships that you try to drive across were not working the way that they need to work. Why? Because it was leverage, it looked like leverage, but it was hanging on one side. It wasn't balanced, meaning that it wasn't beneficial to both individuals, it's just beneficial to you. And people normally run away from such things. So, practical tips to enhance your leveraging skills: identify your resources, what I spoke about. Identify strategic partnerships that you need to work with. Number 3, outsource non-core functions. What are we talking about there? Because now you've understood, number 1, your strength. All the things that are not your strength, you will outsource. Means that you will find the right type of people to collaborate your weaknesses with to build bigger and greater value for the end consumer. The third one is embracing technology. Embracing technological use. And guys, every time we have spoken about embracing tech and embracing technology, we've spoken about it as a big pie in the sky. But this is similar to another entrepreneur we once worked with, and all we say to him, because every day he couldn't get to people's houses, then we ask a simple question: do you have WhatsApp? Yes, we do. Can you send people a WhatsApp to send you a location to their houses? Yes, I can. Automatically, Agasalahleg is able to deliver Amalah. Now he's not taking direct calls anymore, and those simplistic things. So when you think about, utilizing technology as an enabler in your business, think about, what does my business currently do? When you think about what you or your business currently does, then ask yourself a couple of questions. Is there a platform or a tool that can help me do this thing easier? The moment you've unpacked that, then you start to do the research, go research that and do the back work. Nkosiyam. I'm missing a slide. We did listen, we did learn, we did leverage. Okay, but I've been here too long anyway. We'll email the slide. Is that? You want the last one? Okay. So while they just find the one missing one and just put that one and then I'll finish. So as part of the fact that we are here in Soweto today with you guys, the amazing guys that I work with. Carol, the book, the amazing guys that I work with who are these amazing guys from Nedbank. We're like, no, man, we've been doing this now for the past 2 years, right? So they were like, no, we can't do this for 2 years. We're going to make sure that every entrepreneur who is in this room is going to walk away with this basic guideline. Which are the things that I was sharing with you today so that you are better equipped. Because when we gather in these rooms, we're not gathering for vibes. We measure. We ask the guys after, who did you meet that you'll do business with? 68% of those entrepreneurs have told them that they will do business with the people in this room. Then we ask them that question 2 months later to sort of ascertain, are they doing business? And then they give us that input data. So it's not of vibes. And then on top of that, when you come here and then you make the deliberate action that says that you're going to meet 5 or 6 individuals to do business with, you are growing your network. So and then we then do the deeper work of saying, because there's intentionality around wanting you to succeed, here's a basic toolkit. Very dumbed out, very, very basic, so that you understand basic principles in your business and in your life to navigate. Do you have it so I get off here? Perfect. This is the last one, then I'm out of here. And then the last one is, you are the boss of your life. Let me be clear, this isn't just about being in charge of your business. It's about leading your life, it's about leading your entire life. And here's why that's crucial to your success. We think leadership is a title given to us at work or a role that comes with authority. But wherever you are right now, whether you're starting out, whether you're an established business, you are a leader. The team members that you brought that are in this room, you need to be thinking of yourself as a leader. Because when you don't think of yourself as a leader, you cannot develop an entrepreneurial mindset. An entrepreneurial mindset is a tool that a businessman utilizes to run their business. That puts them in a position where they become entrepreneurial and they enterprise. That is why they are able to be disruptive in their businesses and not just businessmen and custodians of their business. Why? Because business is a tool like a job is a tool. But when I'm able to develop an entrepreneurial mindset, then I'm able to spot out opportunities and prime up opportunities and set myself up for my own success and my own failure. Which means that as a leader, I then need to then unpack what are the characteristics of a leader externally. And then based off those characteristics, how do I want to be seen and addressed? How do I want people to engage and intertwine with my brand? Because now you are conscious of the fact that amajita ekseni anyeke bavuke bakufonele ntwana uchuna ngicela ungikhaphe. You are no longer going to be that individual. No, ntwana izolo, I spent an hour planning for this day eshimfana nginasikhathi because for the next 2 hours ngitshuna ifokoli ngiyacabanga nje. To you, for the longest, you have told yourself that's doing nothing. That means that it's free time. No, it's not free time. It's you thinking and planning. It's you strategizing. So if you utilize platforms like your Outlook, or you have a PA, or you don't have a PA, or you use Google Calendar or other calendars, or you write down on a piece on paper, those are the things that you should be writing down to say that an hour or 2 hours in a week, I'm going to spend the time thinking about my business. Thinking about, is it developing, is it growing? Maybe some of you guys will do that each and every day, but those are some of the things that you do so that you consistently have the hand on the pulse of what's going on in your business. And without laboring too much, that was all I wanted to share. I hope I've set the scene in as far as everything, latching on everything that was spoken about here today, but really just open up your mindset. We'll email the slides to you. We'll share the book with you. But at the end of the day, it's all going to be solemnly reliant on you and your desire to want to implement the things that you want for you, because no one else can do it but you. Ngiyabonga. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was Bulelani Balabala, Mr. Get Things Done. Please, can we give him another round of applause? All right, did you enjoy that presentation? It's all about creating a winning mindset for 2025, right? Your mind, mindset, so you can set your mind, because you have the power of your mind. All right, so can I see by a show of hands, before we get on to our networking session where you'll get to meet new people, by a show of hands, those of you who once went to a function, an event, and there's something that you wanted to buy but you didn't have cash, you had your card, and the person that you wanted to buy it from didn't have something that you can put your card in and make the payment. Can I see those hands? You went to an event, you wanted to buy something, I want cash, utwere card, but the person you want to buy from doesn't have the machine. Can I see the hands? Or lona babang lidula utwere cash. ID card e ali tepi. E-wallet, but lona e-wallet ke process man. Ne? Because at times you just want to tap and how did you feel when you couldn't get what you wanted because the individual didn't have the machine? Frustrated, right? Sometimes it's a lost sale. So you are losing. The person who's got the product is also. Why? Because there's no machine. Frustrating, right? So it's a problem. But you also don't want to walk around carrying something that is big. So Nedbank have come up with a solution for you. Would you like to see what the solution is? Ladies and gentlemen, would you love to see what the solution is? Would you love to see what the solution is? All right. I've got it in my pocket. And they call it a Nedbank pocket pause. Here it is. Here it is. Can I see by a show of hands, those of you who are getting yourself one? Here it is. You don't know what the price is, but you're saying, "Abona sbu plus enangareke aitse tholore thakana le gelenyana bona o latlhile le phone re kele mfe number ya hao kanto tshwere Nedbank pocket pause." All right, so this is the Nedbank pocket pause. Let's give Nedbank a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. This is the solution that they've come up for Township small businesses that you can purchase. So you're sitting there and you're going, "Yeah, but Spoo, what about it? What's so special about this Nedbank pocket pause?" It's in Ukche. Let me tell you. This Nedbank payment device called the Nedbank pocket pause. Number one, fast onboarding, so you enjoy a seamless end-to-end digital process which takes less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes and it's done. Number two, it's delivered to you in under 48 hours. Number three, all your services needs can be resolved on the Nedbank Money app. And number four, it's cost effective. Number five, same day settlement. So I want to it's like after 48 hours, because sometimes you need that cash. So those are the benefits of this Nedbank pocket pause. An incredible solution for township-based businesses and small businesses. This is all about enhancing your business operation with the Nedbank innovative solutions. So if you'd love more information, and I do encourage you, because a lot of you need it. A lot of you are losing sales, and when you're losing sales, you're losing money. 2025, we are not losing money. We are getting ourselves a Nedbank pocket pause. You can go and see the Nedbank bankers at the back. Hands, please, Nedbank bankers. They are right there at the back. So go and see them and go and inquire about this incredible solution, the Nedbank pocket pause. All right. We're now moving over to the networking session. After we network, we're going to get to the Mbawula Chat. I've got the winner. I've got the name of the winner of the pitching competition, which I will announce right at the end, and then it's a wrap. Okay, so what I need you to do right now, before you even stand up, please do not leave your belongings anywhere. Please make sure that your belongings are in your pocket or are they in your bag, that they're safe. It's a safe space, but we want to make sure that you're also safe. So we are going to network. I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this. We're going to network. By a show of hands, those of you who came with someone. Uzeno muntu. Not lo muntu loya, but uzeno muntu. Utlilele muntu. So this part of our program is where we encourage you to meet someone new. You know you become valuable when you are the go-to person because you know people. Bafetula tseba ko kasi. Bafetula shota ka 1 2 3 4 man, go to that person ke not to sa. So this part is about creating new networks. I'm encouraging you, as Bulelani mentioned earlier on, do not leave without having met at least 5 new people. At the least. So what we're going to do, please don't move your chairs. Can everyone please stand up? Tell your brother, your girlfriend, your wife, I'm going to network, right? I'll see you just now. Right? So this is how it's going to work. Please do not move your chairs. The first row is going to turn around and network with the second row. First row, please turn around and look at the second row. Those are the people that you're going to network with. Obviously, you'll move around, right? It's like some of you are already looking so nervous. As is speed dating, relax, Apraga. Just going to network. Oh, take it easy. Then that's how it's going to work. So the third row, you'll turn around and network with the fourth row. Kanjalo, kanjalo. The fifth row will turn around and network with the sixth row. Like that, and like that. All right. So you got the 4 questions. Some of you, you're like, you can use those 4 questions which I shared with you earlier on. What do you do? Maybe you've got an idea. Share the idea. Exchange contact details. Soweto, let's network. Let's get to know each other. Let's go. Let's get to know each other. Let's network. 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 Let's network, let's network, let's network. I don't want to see you by yourself. Exhibitors, you can also network with other exhibitors, those who are next to you. Let's continue networking, ladies and gentlemen. Another 13 minutes to go. 13 minutes to go. Once you're done, you can move on. Ake batlo ho bona uli one, especially o kentseng ntho e white. Let's network with our exhibitors as well. Let's go and see what they have. Tag them online. Share some love. Share some love. $12 minutes down, 10 to go. Once you're done, move. Once you're done, move. At least 5 new people. At least 5. At least 5. This is your opportunity. This is your chance. Isebenzise, isebenzise. At these 5 new people, let's network. Amen. I'm at the job, my man. Exchange business cards, exchange numbers, exchange your social media handles. 10 minutes down, 8 to go, 8 to go, 8 to go, 8 to go. Seven more minutes to go. 7 more minutes to go. At least 5 new people. Once you're done, move. Once you're done, move. Move, move, move. Let's get to know each other. Go and see the exhibitors as well. Tag them online.
But can you please WhatsApp me this so I can get to so don't forget to
5 more minutes left. 5 more minutes left before we sit down for Mbawula Chat. Five more minutes, 5 more minutes. Share your brochures. Tell people what you do. Right, to our online audience, you are watching. Right now what we're doing is we are networking. We've got entrepreneurs, we've got their products. I've got my brother here, Jayami, Ikama. All right, sure. What do you do, my brother?
Oh, can I hold the mic first? Okay, Unkamva from Mbawula. Mbawula is not just a hiking company, but we're also in clothing and water. We sell our water, alkaline, and we also do clothing. So any of y'all who are listening, you can come to Mbawula table and get more information. Get more information on our stuff, but mostly I'd like to invite you to a hike. Thank you, man.
Rodman, bakuthola kanjani abantu babhekile online ya networking bakuthola kanjani bakama details njalo.
Or if ungangifuna ungangithola ku Instagram IY Hikes ku page lethi info@iyhikes.co.za where mongifuna kuma Google ungisearch lapho. Instagram info@iyhikes na ku Facebook Mbawula.
Tanko jam, na product, bayibona. So, online audience, what we're doing right now is that we are networking, right? It's very important that you interact and network with the people that you are at. You know, if you go to an event, we're encouraging people who are here today at this workshop to meet other new people. You become valuable when you have access to networks. Let's go and see what other people are up to, our entrepreneurs. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And yourself?
So networking is taking place right now.
So here I was just speaking to my sister, they have their artwork here, which looks very lovely. Accessories for ladies. If you're looking for something, they are based around here, just around the corner. If you're looking for them, they have very great stuff.
But you see the power of networking is that you've got people that become your champions for your product. Like Usisu Kulumelu says, now Usisu's Kulumela. Kosidi being designed, my sister.
Good on you.
Well, thank you. Tell people what do you do? How can they get hold of you? What does your product, what does your business do? Your details?
Okay, hi, I'm Sidi Beng. My business is called Sidi Beng Designs. We are originating from the Val in Sebokeng, and we are here to show our handcrafted jewelry. So we make earrings, bracelets, bookmarks, key holders. So everything is handcrafted, and we also do custom pieces. We are available on your Instagram and Facebook, and go_CDBang, and on WhatsApp as well, on 078-939-5468. And I'm CDBang from Go CDBang Designs. Thank you.
Fantastic. Go City Bang, go City Bang, go City Bang. 2 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 2 more minutes, and then we're closing it up. 2 more minutes. We're networking. It's about meeting other entrepreneurs, finding out what is it that they do. My brother, tell people who you are, what does your business do, how do they get hold of you?
Okay, well, my name is Tato Maramuhulu, so I'm from BVF Beverages. Lekker Leaks. So what we've done as a company, as BVF, is that we're making now easily accessible called Lekker Leak, and you can call us on 063-308-6634, and you can get a hold of us, and then we'll connect with you and let you know more about our company.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, my brother, and all the best. Danko, 1 more minute, 60 seconds to go, and then it's a wrap. 60 seconds. 60 seconds. It's an opportunity to go to one more person, meet one more entrepreneur. We're networking. We're networking. We're networking. Incredible products, incredible entrepreneurs. My sister, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. I'm sorry I caught you off guard, but you know how it is. Who are you? What does your business do? How do people get hold of you? Here's your platform.
So my name is Tando Ngiti. I'm from Taste Hygiene Products in partnership with K&P Candles and Scents. So all we do is we offer products that not only clean your place but maintain a healthy and hygienic place, while also giving you an ambience and a very stress-free environment. So this is us in partnership. Okay, so we are available on Instagram as Taste Hygiene and K&P Candles and Scents. Also on Facebook. And our WhatsApp number is 0840168577. And our email address is servicestaste@gmail.com. Yes, we're available. We are based in Orlando East. Yes.
Thank you so much, Tando. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap piece. Can we all take our seats as we get ready for the Mbawula Chat?
You must say that we've posted it also on our social media pages, and Jackie is sending it on WhatsApp to everyone. Okay, cool. And then, but please, just whatever you've learned, go on now. Hashtag Jonas Futi, hashtag Together Beke Libeke. The winner will be announced next week. And then make mention, Futi, earlier on, Bulelani talked about the fact that everyone here will be getting books. I'll explain that after the Mbawula Chat. It's going to be happening after the program. You get your book signed at the back. But later we'll talk to you.
All right, thank you so much. You will have time again to network. Please, can we all take our seats? Ke kopa re duleng mo fatshe as we get ready for the Mbawula Chat. Can we all take our seats, please? Ushers, please, can we get everyone back inside? Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, can we take our seats? We'll have an opportunity to network afterwards. Kopa re duleng mo fatshe. We want to get ready for the Mbaula Chat and then we'll have time afterwards. Thank you so much. I'm very sorry to be killing your vibe. Because of time, food is getting cold. Thank you so much. Please, can we take our seats? Please. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Those of you who are by the exhibitors, unless you are buying, please can we take our seats so we can get ready for the Mbawula Chat. After the Mbawula Chat, we announce the winner then we eat and continue to network. Hashtag join us for tea, hashtag together beke lebeke. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Soweto, hello. Soweto entrepreneurs, hello. Soweto entrepreneurs, hello. Aniyabona manje energy seyehlile kanti kwenzakalani? Soweto entrepreneurs, hello. Are we still together? Hashtag. Hashtag. Okay, hashtag yokala, ngachak. Hashtag. Hashtag. Thank you so much. Can I have everyone's attention? If you can hear my voice, please clap once. Come, stay with me. If you can hear my voice, please clap once. If you're excited for the Mbawula Chat, please clap twice. If you want to know who the winner for the pitching competition is, please clap 3 times. So you ready? Danko. So, thank you. I have a question. By a show of hands, how many of you found people today that you're going to do business with? Can I see the hands? So you met someone today, you found someone today, and you're going to do business with them. One more time, can I see those hands? The level at which you raise your hand is a dictation of the confidence that you have in the person, whether you're going to do business or not. Because it's under masla, maybe sizobon. Let me see those hands, let me see those hands, let me see those hands. All right, hands down. So you found someone that you're going to do business with. I need, from those hands that were up, I need 3 hands. Let me see 3 hands, 3 hands, 3 hands, 3 hands. I need 3 hands. I've seen 3 hands. My sister 1, my brother 2, mama 3. Right? Can we get the mic, please? Let's start with the beautiful sister at the back. Come around. Chug. All right, so you're going to stand up.
Okay.
You're going to tell us who you are.
Okay.
Number 1. Number 2, who did you meet? Number 3, what do they do? And number 4, what business are you going to do together? Okay. You've got those questions. Number 1, who are you? Number 2, who did you meet? Number 3, what do they do? And number 4, what business are you going to do together? All right, the platform is yours.
Hi everyone, my name is Lebohang Letuko. I am the founder of Aeto Car Wash here in a shopping center.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah.
I met a lovely guy by the name of Tabang. He was just here. I don't know where he is. He has a marketing company. He will be interviewing me for a podcast. He will be doing it at my car wash so that I get more exposure and more customers.
So you met Tabang.
Yes.
Tabang runs a
marketing
company.
Yes.
And the business that you'll be doing together is you are coming onto his podcast. The podcast is being shot at A2 Car Wash, which is owned by you.
Yes.
Yes.
That's incredible. That's what it's about. Please can we give a round of applause?
Thank you.
All right. Please can we get the mic to this gentleman? Yellow. Sure. Yeah, so you know how it is, ne?
Yeah.
Who are you? What do you do? Who did you meet? Sure.
Sure. My name is Sefiso, the founder of Super B Labor Solution. I met Batseba. They are doing beverages, Khemer beverages. She also does a bit of your logging, your branding. She does branding. So I'm changing my company's name to a bigger scale to be able to accommodate other businesses. So she'll be helping me to do a new logo, your new whatever business cards. So I'll be doing business with her. Thank you.
Fantastic. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. Hey, business is so the business illa. We've got one more. Ma'am, phone mic.
Good morning, everybody. I see happy entrepreneurs. Nibahle kanjani? My name is Sebenzile Nkosi. I'm from a company, Expo, Medical Tourism. Then I'm doing medical tourism wellness. City pantsing Ipilis, inside with wellness. Ipilis, it doesn't do well. But if inside it doesn't work, it doesn't also work. So ngihlangane nobhuti okhulekani ophuma kwiKrego Motor ngine company which it says it's wellness efaka imali, then kune NPO angithi sithi bring back to the community. Then the NPO eyabo gogo which says ama 80s awakhuli. Thina abantwana bethu bakhuliswa abomamethu. Thina abomamethu bayophumula nini. So it's the NPO is about wellness. So it has ama functions where we say we take them out. Bayodla ukuguga kwabo. So we're gonna be working with uputi sibathathe sibayise eKrego Motor. I grew up in White City, so we are bringing back a White City. Abogogo sizobe sibathatha sibayisa, and uyenza ne marketing. He'll be also marketing for Expo and Ikimoratile NPO. Thank you so much.
Sure. I think there's so many of you who have met people that you're going to do business with. And we're not just a talk show. It's not for vibes. It's real. It's serious. And we're encouraging you that as you do business together, you share with us, you tag us online, you tell us about the business that you're doing, the work that you're doing. Because as you do that, you encourage other entrepreneurs who are around you to say, you don't have to go far. Business is right here. Business is in the room. So give yourselves a round of applause. Ishapeleng matsoho. All right, just two quick announcements before we get on to Mbawula Chat. We've got SARS. Yo, mangiti SARS. Yo. Nyabona ubhutubheka phansi uthi inkosi yami yo. Ngathi ujup ufikile la, relax. So, yeah. We do know that at times the barrier that we have to going to the next level with our business is our SARS. And our matters with SARS. So we've made sure that we've brought SARS with us. They're outside. You'll get an opportunity to go and see them and see the team and just inquire. Maybe there's some challenges that you're having in your business. Go and ask them questions so that you can thrive in 2025. And then one last announcement is we're running an exciting competition. Do you want to know what it is? Do you want to know what it is? It's not money. Do you want to know what it is? All right, let me tell you about this competition that we are running. So, from today's workshop, we need you to share with us what you've learned and how Nedbank has helped fuel your entrepreneurship journey and grow your business. Are you with me? So, let me repeat that. From today's workshop, share with us on our social media platforms what you've learned and how Nedbank has helped you fuel your business and your journey and how it has helped you grow your business. And once you've done that, you tag Join Us for Tea, you tag Nedbank, you use the hashtags Join Us for Tea, hashtag Together Beke, and you stand a chance of winning an exclusive experience to the quarterfinals, the semifinals of the Nedbank Cup 2025. Come on. Fair to Mahala. You stand an opportunity to win. We don't know where the fixtures are taking place yet. Those will be shared on the social media platforms. But come on. You're always in the office. You're always working. Get an opportunity. Vana machita, vana mediako, and go and enjoy the Nedbank experience. Nedbank Cup 2025. Yona Giona. All right, let's move right along to the Mbawula Chat. We announce the winner, and then we are done. I have the privilege of introducing the founder of Ntozinhle Lifestyle, this Mbawula Chat. Bulelani will tell you more about why CBs are in Mbawula Chat. Why Ribita Mbawula Chat. Let me read the bio. Founder and director of Ntozinhle Lifestyle. Ntozinhle Buntle Lifestyle was founded in the year 2012. It celebrates African heritage through fashion and homeware while fostering social development in local communities. The company views each product as a narrative of the culture, history, and aspirations created by skilled working artisans. With a strong focus on empowerment, Ntozinhle provides employment, skills development, and fair wages to artisans, boosting their pride and boosting opportunities that are available. So ladies and gentlemen, please can we put our hands together? Let us show some love. Let us show some love. Let us get the energy up in this room for the founder of Ntozinhle, Spelele Chikowi. Soweto, let's make some noise. Soweto, one of our own. Aman. That's what I'm talking about. We celebrate each other. That's what, Mama, please come onto stage. It's how we do it here at T. Doesn't she look amazing? Thank you. Have a seat, Mama. Thank you. All right, and this will be facilitated by Bulelane Balabala. We don't have to clap for him again. Let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Bulelane Balabala.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying this long. But I've got an amazing lady here I met, I don't know, about 12 years ago. But this part of the program, this is what then to us resonates, this is what to us is 10% of the program that talks to inspiration. Whereas with the masterclasses, we seek to offer practical skills so that you are able to go back into your businesses and apply. But this here talks to a homebred, amazing entrepreneur who's done extremely well in their own right, you know, in building a business in circumstances that might not have been the most extraordinary or amazing, but they were able to build. And I think it also then goes back to the ethos of what we opened up with, which is why the symbolism of also hosting this workshop here, to say the blueprint is there. So let's spend less time trying to search for blueprints when they are there, but taking a lot of time to unpack. How did she do it? How did she navigate? We might find that in the South African landscape, it's much easier for you to take from her story and apply it to various parts of your business. So this then is called Mbawula Chat. Mbawula Chat, in essence, is sitting around a fire, Mbawula Nenkuni, talking to your granddad. In this case, we're talking to an amazing lady who will be sharing nuggets with us of how she's navigated, how she started, and how she's built a business. So, that amazing gent introduced you, read your bio, but I'd love to give you an opportunity, to pretend as if I don't know you, that some of the people in this audience have not experienced your product, come up to your beautiful studio, and now building a factory, and I'd love to give you the opportunity just to share a little tuba.
I'm happy to be here.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the invite, Bilelani, and it's such a pleasure to tell my story to my people, because so many times we've been invited out of Soweto to tell a story such as Soweto. But when Bilelani invited me, I was like, good shot, I want to tell my story to my people. So Ntozinhle was born 2012. How Ntozinhle came about was, I was involved in a car accident. Prior to that, I had owned a hair salon. I've never worked in my life. I don't have a CV. I've always been an entrepreneur. But fast forward, ngalimala for a year, and then I had to be at home, got a disability grant for a year. And when it was time for me to renew the disability grant, I refused, because I believed there was something bigger than what has happened to me. And I didn't go back to the hair salon, and I remembered, I used to love beadwork, and my customers used to buy my beads. And I decided I'm not going to go back to the salon, and I started Ntozinhle started with a pack of earrings. A friend told me about Ndebele to say, you know what, because we won, you're not going to produce much. We went to Ndebele, met a couple of Abokoko, we started beading. And over the years, I've able to grow Abokoko from one lady to 65 ladies in different parts of Mpumalanga. So, and when I started I remember getting excited, like, okay, ngikhathele ukuthi abantu befika ngikhipha izinto emabhoxini ngiya-displaya. If I don't have the funds to work a shop, but I can afford mkuku, why not? And I called it a fashion shack. And people thought, it's fashionable, it's a fashion shack. But little did they know, I didn't have money for bricks and mortar building. And I remember umkuku. Yes, I mean, umkuku. Abantu bazothini umkuku, like the fashion shack. And what I'm trying to say is, with whatever you have, start. Because the minute you doubt and you're thinking bigger than what you have, you are killing your dream. But sometimes the little that you have can open doors. Because with me, I decided umkuku, and I'm going to call it a fashion shack. And it worked, So, last corner, with whatever you have, start. That is the most important thing. And that's what I always even tell my ladies, because now it's not just about Koko. We have